This episode of NOLA Film Scene is brought to you by the Law Office of Jana McCaffery.
Welcome to NOLA Film Scene with TJ Plato.
I'm TJ.
And as always, I'm Plato.
Hello, we are live.
We are back, and we're with John Dylan Atkins. Howdy.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm
And
doing
we're
well.
live.
How are you guys doing?
We are in the countdown to Christmas, and we are worn out. At least I am.
I bet you
A
guys
little
are.
bit.
You guys have been working hard.
Thank you.
We had a busy weekend. I guess was it 2 weeks ago now? It's all kind of blended together. We
Yeah.
had Cajun Con, so we were over there for that. By the way, we're with John Dylan Atkins. John, you want to introduce yourself? Tell the listeners who you are.
Yeah, I'm John Dylan Atkins. I am an actor. I direct music videos for my brother sometimes. He's a musician, Brenton Atkins. Check him out. I like this guy. But I focus mostly on acting because it's the thing that I feel like I do best. Like I wish that I could write stuff, but I can't because I'm not the kind of person who can imagine a world and like create it. But if
Right.
someone else does it, I can break that down.
Oh yeah,
Like
I-
yeah, but like
I'm tracking.
imagining a world, I that's not my skill set. So acting is where I fall the most in line with my talents.
I think some people actually struggle to identify that skill set. There are some people that try to write that probably shouldn't, and there's probably some people that should write that don't. But that
Yeah.
I'm tracking with what you're saying.
And I
So
completely agree.
I've been following you for a while. We've been friends online for a while. And the first time we met in person was about a year ago.
Yep,
at-
a little over a year ago.
I guess it was at Brent Caballero's office for a Super Bowl commercial audition.
Yep.
And I
Mhm.
walked into that room, and there were some pipe hitters in there. When I walked in, Lance Nichols was in there, Jim Gleason was in there, Richie Montgomery was
Richard
in
Montgomery.
there.
Yeah, no,
Then
I
you
noticed
walked
too.
in, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna do my best, And you ended up booking. Right? You booked that Super Bowl commercial.
I did, and honestly, it's a funny story because just to divulge a little bit into the casting process, I had actually been cast in the He Gets Us commercial. So, because I live in
Wow.
Tennessee, so
Yeah.
that's why I was in town. And then Brent, I didn't even audition for the FanDuel commercial, and he just wanted
Oh.
to see me in office. So I actually thought it was one of those things, where Brent was like, he's cast me in a couple of commercials before. I was like, this is probably just to get a feel for who I am. And then I saw the heavy hitters, like you said, whenever I walked in, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be in this commercial. But I think that's why I possibly booked, because I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, this is not happening. So let's just go and have fun.
So, did you book? So you booked two?
Yeah, I got 2 Super Bowl commercials last year.
That's what I thought. But
I mean,
yeah.
you could save some of it for the rest of us. Thanks a lot.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
no. I don't want to, but it normally works out that way. This was my luckiest streak I've ever had.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay, because again, I was in town for the other thing. I really didn't expect to be cast at all. But I think that sometimes that kind of energy is what leads to us getting cast, is because like we take all the pressure off of ourselves. Like there was
Yeah.
no pressure because I was so sure I was not getting cast. Like my wife came down with me and we turned it into a little mini vacation. And
Yeah.
like she was like, "No, you can do it." I was like, "No, I'm not getting this. He's just bringing me in to fill me out. Like I'm not getting this." I really think I wish that I could use that energy more often.
Yeah. So I'm wondering. I was going to ask you. I wonder if I don't know if we auditioned for the same role or not. I auditioned for, and I auditioned with my friend Jeff Roberts. Or wait, that might have been a different one.
No, that one was for He Gets Us, I think. Because we
Okay.
went in by ourselves for the
Okay.
FanDuel one.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't. They kind of ran together because they were both
Yeah, they were
right
like
around
a week apart.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, you're right. It was the other one with Jeff. So the FanDuel one. Okay, so it was imagining Peyton Manning or somebody on a float going by and getting excited. I think it was that audition. Is that right? Is that the same
Yeah.
one? Did you cry?
I did.
I didn't either. I mean, I was a little teary-eyed, but not like a full-on excited cry or anything.
I actually don't think that was the one that they gave me first, because I think I got like the director asked for like 4 different reactions, and the first one I got was, you kind of like him, but you kind of don't. So I was just like, I didn't really do anything.
Ah,
Yeah. And then he gave me a different one, and I just whatever it was. But then there was one that was like more emotional, and again, I don't know. I just kind of like felt that it was one of those. Again, I didn't press because I didn't think I was getting. I feel like I press more whenever I'm like, oh yeah, let's go, let's get this. I didn't think I was
yeah.
getting it, so I didn't press. I was just like, it felt like I did nothing. But I guess that's the point.
Yeah. I mean, that whatever's the most grounded, right? And
Yeah.
you didn't feel any pressure. You were just natural reaction grounded. That's what it takes sometimes.
And
That's
I wish
great.
that I
That's
could do it
awesome.
more often. I
Yeah.
wish.
But if you can control it,
Yeah.
everybody could control it, and everybody would get everything.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
But I do notice that normally when I book something, it is because there is a moment when I'm taping that I let go. Or
Yeah.
or even if it's just a pin and I don't book it, like I normally have a feeling after of like, because I don't think I turned bad stuff in,
Yeah.
but there are those ones that you're like, that felt different.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I had one of those one time. I don't want to say who the casting director was, but he emailed me to my personal email and didn't CC my agent on it and said, "Wow, bro, best one yet." And I thought and it was a Super Bowl commercial, I think, or maybe it was around the time of that, but it wasn't for the Super Bowl. Maybe it wasn't Brent though. It was a virtual one, but he emailed me and I thought, oh man, I might have gotten that. I felt like it was a shoe in, but I ended up not booking it.
You did great.
Brian does a lot better on commercials than I do. He's booked a lot
I
more,
know.
and he's
What
a
was it?
lot more natural on them.
The lottery one? Was there a
Oh,
lottery?
Yeah,
That was,
Now,
dude. The Santa Claus one is also great. Don't get me wrong.
thank
But
you.
my favorite, that lottery one, like
That
I died. I
that
was
w-
like,
that's
man,
miss.
I wish I'd gotten to do that one.
Yeah.
That was when I was jealous. I was like,
I didn't
man,
get.
that's
I did the He Gets Us. That was my first time going into an office for Brent, and then we were just talking. So it was just a personality thing. And then I did not get the FanDuel, so I'm a little jealous. I'm always happy for my friends to get the, but you have that instinct like, man, what was that came out of my throat? You're like, oh man, I wish I had it. So I'm jealous of y'all, but let's just admit it and move on. The lottery is Mississippi Lottery, and I was with David. Let's see if I pronounce it right. Moncrief, the Lucky Buck.
yeah.
So he is like the
My
star
agent's
of those.
son.
He's had multiple of them. And then they wanted a
yeah,
schlub. You know, like I'm always like, oh, I
Yeah.
need to lose more weight. I need to do better. No, they wanted that guy. And I was like, hey. So that was a lot of fun. And that's the one where it's a guy, he's in his ratty place, and oh, you could have a better place. And the buck clicks his hoofs and you're in a mansion. And they took a photo of me and they made a picture, a
Mhm.
photograph, and it's so it's like I'm in the Revolutionary War, like
Yeah,
real
so
rich family.
regal.
And you could see the painting, like an old painting cracks. That's in the picture.
Yeah, I was
You know
just
what I
getting
mean?
ready to say it looked like an old oil painting with the cracks. Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing, And
Love
and
it.
when I posted that, people were like, "Did you get the picture?" I was like, "I asked for that before we shot." So I still have it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to frame it. It's on a board to keep it safe and wrapped
Yeah.
up, but you can't just put it in a modern frame.
That's
And
awesome.
old looking frames are expensive, so it's safe.
You might be able to find one at an old flea market.
I could.
What
And
size is it? I go to flea markets all the time. I got you, brother.
72 by 48. It's
that
huge.
big?
I will be
It-
looking out for you. I
No,
got
Wow, it's 6 feet tall.
you. It doesn't matter.
No.
I go.
I've got the numbers wrong then. It's 4.5 by 3.5. It's huge, but let's keep rolling.
How wrong would that be in a slate, an audition slate? I'm 72 inches tall. What's that convert to in centimeters?
I'm just measuring my personality. Let's move on. But the Santa one is my friends, and they do that for Cretan Towns and Homes. They do multiple, and I've worked with them before. I was the Roach in Roach.
Mhm.
So it's like a short film, and that's one of my favorites. And we did battle scene. We were in the dark. Anyway, so he goes, "You want to be Santa?" I was like, "I don't even need a pillow." Unfortunately, I should have stepped up. I thought about coloring my beard. The beard, we had to tie it to the hat and the wig there to keep everything on, so you can't see my mouth. So it doesn't affect the commercial, but I can't use it for a commercial reel.
Yeah, because you can't see your face.
Can't see my face, but I love it. And I've shared it, and I've messaged people, and I've gotten a lot of response, and it's funny. It's funny.
It's great.
Cretan
I
Towns and
love it.
Home. Go look for the recent Santa video.
Yeah, go look. It is funny. And I've had people message me and say, "Yeah, Brian was funny." Just so
But
you
again-
know, I forgot to tell you that.
Oh.
I've had quite a few people message me and tell me they thought you were funny in that. I keep
Thank
a
you,
bottle
and-
of that stuff on hand for just such an occasion because you never know when you're going to get asked to play Santa Claus. I haven't used it yet. I don't
Yeah.
need it in the front, but the sides and the mustache still have some red in them.
I
Yep.
can't grow a grown-up beard. I can only do a chin strap. So that's never going to be a gig that I can get.
Yeah, just own it. I mean,
But you're booking things, you got like
different
2 and I
things.
got nothing. So,
Hey, I take
but
I take whatever comes. So I promise, no
But
complaints.
it goes because I'm a lot of belly, and for the schlub and for Santa, it fits.
You see, I got a lot of belly too, and it's normally the average American man. That's
Mhm.
what
Yep.
I get. That's my commercial identity. I don't think I've been in a commercial that wasn't like the character name.
Typecasting is casting.
That's right. Yep, Jim Gleason says that.
Mhm.
I'm actually a little envious. Some people occasionally say they're envious of my beard, but now I'm kind of envious of shorter ones because I'm locked into this look. I can't go for the clean cut roles. I can't go for the public servant roles, the lawyers, the doctors, businessman, anything like that because it just doesn't fly.
I feel like that happens to me with my long hair too, but like the times that I get the roles that I do, I would say 9 times out of 10, the hair is a part of it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
same. But I mean, at least with your look, you can pull your hair back
This
for
is
straight
true.
on shots when you
I've-
need to.
And I've gotten to do that, but only in independent productions. No big productions believe
right.
that can be a look that can be achieved yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't need
and-
big productions. I just want to work.
Same. Same.
Me too. My TJ always kind of nudges me for this. I don't have to be a millionaire. I'd like to be, but mostly I want to be able to quit my safety job,
That would be
and
great.
just do this all the time. Or I need to get my voice acting demo reel, and if that's my subsidy, great. You don't have to see my face, and I'll be happy. We all know that.
Yeah.
I
So
would love to voice act. I just have no room in my tiny apartment to be even to be able to think about setting that up. Because you need a little bit of sound control, and I think we all know that I struggle with that a little bit in my current location. Uh,
we can talk, and I can direct you to a website, D. Bradley Baker,
oh
who
no,
is
I actually have looked because I met him and
oh,
he
cool.
told me he was like, no, go
Hmm.
go check that stuff out.
I want to be a voiceactor.com.
Mm-hmm.
And, you and I can talk because I've had sound dampening blankets on PVC, but there's also ways to do it where you can
I
collapse
don't
it
know if
quickly
I
and
can
come back.
turn my camera enough.
Okay.
You kind of can't really see it, the edge of it right there.
It's hard to
Yeah.
distinguish.
I built a booth with PVC pipe and sound blankets.
Hmm.
They're like moving blankets, but they're
Yeah.
the 96-pound ones, the thicker ones,
Mm-hmm.
and it does pretty good.
And you know what you can do? You could line a closet with sound blankets, and
Yep.
then
I have no
closets
closet
are
that
usually
I
too
can
tight
fit
so
in.
when you shut them,
Yeah.
but then you could just have the
Gotcha,
sound
yeah.
blankets on the outside. It may work, it may not.
No, but that is actually one thing. I think that voice acting is probably would be a better skill than even on camera acting. I feel like I can do a lot of stuff with my voice and always have been. That's
Mhm.
why people laughed at me in school because I was always doing silly stuff with my voice my whole life.
Yeah.
You should lean into that. I get it. Location is
It's hard.
It's
Yeah,
challenging.
that's the thing. And if I can figure it out, I will.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to like try to even submit for stuff like that right now when I don't think that I could give them
Yeah.
something good because I don't want to get a bad reputation.
Sure.
Right. Well, and then I did the Santa commercial, and then we filmed it backwards. So the house is fully decorated, and then we went to the decorating the house and then the pre-stuff. And so by the time we got to that, it was a bit cold. I'm out of breath. And then my bag had jingle bells in it, like these, So there's right when we're saying the name of the company, it's all Green Townsend Homes, So we had to do ADR. It was my first time doing that. And he had his nice setup. He got the computer, got this great mic. We were just in a room. And I went, Cretin Townsend Homes. Like I went straight into like announcer guy. It didn't mean like I forgot about everything in acting. And he got me there. So I was like, oh, acting. Right.
No, ADR, it's like that. The only time I did ADR was for a short film ages ago, probably in like 2015 or something, but they didn't have the video up for me. So I was like, how am I going to do ADR? So I was trying to like time it, the acting, they couldn't use any of it.
It's difficult without the video,
Oh yeah, like
without seeing what you need to do.
yeah. I mean, I don't think that I'm not gonna say it's not possible. Somebody could be better than me, but I couldn't do it.
I had to do one for a short
Yeah.
film that I did, and it's actually in my demo reel. I put it at the end of my demo reel. They did a really good job with it. I actually recorded it here and sent it to them completely untouched, just as I recorded it, and they did everything with it. But they've got they've got a lot of sound design going on with it, the music and the real intense theme of the movie going. And the part that I did, I had to blend my voice. I play a homeless guy struggling with mental illness, and then there's two other guys that play people in my head. And I had to blend my voice coming out of the younger version of me into me. I just started talking. I repeated his and got his pace down, and then just did my part. And I don't know. It turned out they did pretty good with it.
That's awesome.
It was great. I saw it.
Thank you.
Now, I realized with the Santa ADR, you couldn't see my mouth, which was a great advantage. And I realized that wasn't my first time doing ADR because Wheel of Heaven, which is streaming now, I played Death, but he wanted it to be like off kilter. It didn't matter. So I never had to match up the lips. So I had that advantage.
That makes it so much easier.
You play Death
Yeah.
a lot. Huh?
Yes. I haven't mentioned it yet, TJ, but he did.
I did. I'm the one
Yeah.
who mentioned it.
How did you know I played Death photo double in Bill and Ted Face the Music?
Well, because I follow you, and Bill and Ted is important to me.
People would come up to our booth at Cajun Con, and Ryan's doing the pitch, and he's talking, and he'd look over at me as if to say, hey, did I tell him yet that I played Death's photo double? It's pretty funny. But you know what isn't funny? Being hurt through the negligence of someone else. New Orleans-based actor Jana McCaffery has been practicing law in Louisiana since 1999, specializing in personal injury since 2008. Jana takes helping others very seriously. So if you've been injured, she's offering a free consultation and a reduced fee to fellow members of the Louisiana film industry. Jana's committed to helping the injured, and she will handle your case with professionalism and determination from start to finish. Link in the description below. Now let's get back to the episode.
That is part of my pitch when selling the podcast, since we talked to Bill, William Sadler, who lets me call him Bill.
That's awesome.
It's a hook, and I can't, I've got my routine down, and I try not to be too stale, but we're talking about me way too much, which I know you can't believe that I want to stop. What are any of your favorite roles that you've played or movies that you can describe to us? Please, John.
Well, there are a lot of ways to describe that. So I think I will go with the role. I mean, because there are like short films that unfortunately have never seen the light of day outside of festivals, and I keep trying because I have some really strong performances. And normally both of those are actually like me being a person who's losing touch with reality. I thought that was going to be, my thing. But there's not that many projects. As a young actor, and those being like my first two leads in the short film, I was like, there must be tons of movies like this, but there's not as many as I thought. Because I don't know, there's something about that genre was really fun, but nobody will probably ever get to see those, unfortunately. But with stuff that's been released, I did this movie a few years ago, The Sticks. I play a plainclothes detective. I'm not a huge role in it, but I'm a big enough supporting role. But I just felt like it was the first time that I didn't press at all. I was just like, I'm enough for this role. And I brought a lot of myself to the role. Because, as actors, we like, especially as character actors, because, we're all character actors.
Sure.
We like to experiment. We like to feel something else. But I was like, I don't think I need to in this one. And I felt that that led to just a really grounded performance.
Nice.
And there was actually a lot of this leads to a story that because the director is also the guy that directing the indie faith-based show that I'm in right now, Jerron Lockridge. And I'm going to tell this story just to tell how awesome this guy is as a director.
Bring it.
Because the last 2 days of my character filming, we were filming on a Saturday, and we were on the last scene for my character for that day. It's like a big fight scene, like we're coming in, trying to arrest this guy. And we get to one of the scenes where, like, it's just a simple, we're standing there, we run into the house, we're going to cut, and then we'll go inside later. But whenever I run in, I thought my scene partner, I thought he like kicked me in the leg. I was like, oh man, you just kicked my leg. What are you doing? He's like, I was way over here. So turns out, uh, partially tore my Achilles. It
Yikes.
it was awful. Jerron did a great job. He had to completely redo everything on the fly because I mean I really couldn't walk without a terrible limp.
Yeah.
But he came up with safe ways because I refused to not go on because that's just who I am, whether it be stupid or not. Like, and it kind of was on my end, on my health, but like I really, really love this character. So I was like, I'm not gonna just like disappear at the beginning of this scene. So we
Yeah.
found ways for me to get through that day. But then like, you know, afterwards I go to Walmart. I can't even like walk. Like I have to try to find a cart because I can't walk. Like my leg is messed up. So I
Yeah.
go and get some, I can't remember what the ointment is. It's one of those pain relieving ointments. And
Icy hot or something.
it was something like that. But like a more expensive version.
Like biofreeze.
BioFreeze. That's it. The
The
expensive
good
version.
stuff.
The good, because as I was like, I can't do this. And then I just went and got like some bottled waters so I could throw them in the freezer and have ice packs because I was in an Airbnb. I didn't have anything with me. So I do that. I iced up my leg. I've thrown BioFreeze on. I'm throwing down like Tylenol and ibuprofen just to get through the night. And he texts me. He's like, dude, luckily the next scene, I was in one more scene in the film, or yeah, in the movie, and it was the next day. And my character technically didn't have to come back because my character gets hurt in the film. Not the same injury, but he gets hurt in the film. Ironically enough, that's where my character gets sidelined in the film, and then he comes back at the end. But he was like, hey, man, if you can't walk, don't worry about it. Like, I can rewrite. We can make this work. I'll still pay you for the day. That's the part, like, such a good
Wow.
guy, a good
Wow.
person. Like, and this is a guy who is making this art out of his own pocket. So like he's not getting this money from anyone else. So he is willing to pay me. And I was like, no, man, like my character needs closure. I'm gonna figure it out. And then he got the Airbnb guy to give me a late checkout so I didn't have to leave until right before I needed to be to set. I iced it down, biofreezed all day. You see me limping in that last, even though my character had a concussion, you see me limping in that last scene. And that's me like doing the best I can to be upright. And then I didn't walk again for 10 weeks.
Ooh.
Cause like it was, I could, like it was, if my leg was down, the blood would rush. I could feel my
Yeah.
heartbeat. It was like intense pain. The discol, I started taking pictures the first day. And then by like the third day, I was like, I'm afraid I'm going to have surgery. So I don't want to take pictures anymore. Cause
Oh, yeah, it was black, wasn't it?
yeah, it looked bad.
Yeah.
And I didn't have health insurance. So, I would
Mm.
I know a physical therapist and he told me what to check for. I was like, yeah, no, when I'm doing the calf test, my foot's barely moving. That means it's still attached and it'll reattach, right? He was like, it should, but you need to
Yeah.
see a doctor. And I was like, well, we'll see what happens. Luckily,
Yeah.
it just took me being off of my leg for 10 weeks for me to be able to hobble around.
Yeah.
But
I've never torn an Achilles, but I've torn other things, so I get it.
yeah,
That
and
sucks.
and it was awful. And then, you know, after the fact, I'm like, man, I'm an idiot. I should have not. I probably made it worse. But that's just also who I am. Like, I really liked the character, and I really didn't want my character to not have the resolution. And now, since Jerron has actually pivoted because he had a different production company he started, and now he's doing Christian Ministry Productions, I believe is the name. But so he's but that's his character. He's going more to where his heart is. So I don't think that there's going to be a sequel to that anymore. So now in the future, I'm like, I'm so thankful that even with the pain that I did that because the character meant so much to me. And if
Yeah.
I
Right.
hadn't have gotten that closure, I think I would have regretted it for the
Yeah.
rest of my life.
Yeah. Looking back, I mean, 10 weeks is going to be a small price to pay
To get that.
for that memory and for that reputation. We've talked about it before about work ethic and about attitude, and both of those things get around in the industry. And when you
Mhm.
have a strong work ethic, people find out.
I mean, that's one thing I will say about myself is I don't think I'm ever going to be outworked. People may be better than me. People may do a better job. I don't think that anyone, I'm not saying I'm going to work harder, but I don't think I'm going to be outworked by anybody because I'm
Right.
going to work.
Yeah.
Because it's
And
fun, but it's work.
Yeah.
that's one of the ones that we won't be able to see, that it's in festivals?
No, that one is. It's on, I believe you can buy it on Amazon. You can watch it on Tubi maybe if you're into ads and free. So
You
no, you can
you
watch that one.
you give us links and we'll share those
What's
when
it
we
called?
post.
The Sticks, STIX. I will. I'll send you links afterwards.
So the ones that we can't see, did you get your footage for the reel? For your reel?
On one of them, and I don't look like that person, so I can't really
Hmm.
use it anymore, unfortunately. But I guess technically I do have a copy of the movie because the guy sent me a whole copy of the movie, and I
Yeah.
could just throw it on YouTube if I want, but I have ethics and morals, so I'm not going to do that.
I have a
But
bunch.
I wanna.
I have a bunch that I can't share with people, but they said you can use this for your reel, on Actors Access. So
Yeah, no,
you
he allowed me to do that, but again, I wouldn't breach trust and ever like
yeah,
post the full thing.
right,
Uh,
right.
Even if I want to, because I think that people would be like, "Wow, he's a better actor than I thought." Because I'm not going to lie. The biggest thing I ever did, I felt like I pressed. Is the minute you wake up dead. It's got Morgan Freeman and Jamie Alexander, and them. Like, I felt like I pressed. I
Nice.
don't think it's my best work.
Hmm.
People tell me they like it, but I think I could have been more grounded.
Yep.
I think I could have done better. Again, I really do think that some of that comes to I was on my first big set and was like, don't mess up.
Yeah. And you're going to be your hardest critic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
There's one scene that honestly I can't watch. I can't watch because I feel like I just went too far. The rest of it's not terrible, but I counterweight it on the one scene that I'm just like, what was I doing? Why did the director not be like, could you like not do that?
Oh. And then you just remember what the director said. You don't even know when you look at the footage. That's all you see. Oh, that's what he told me not to. Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, like Brian said, we're our own worst critics. But if you feel like you press too much on it, maybe that'll give you a baseline now of, okay, up to this point and not any further. I'm still trying to find that boundary on on the other side of things and maybe push a little bit more and let go a little bit more. And with each one I do, I let go a little bit more, but I still haven't fully, I don't think, let go. Maybe a couple times.
And honestly, it took me a little while because I overcorrected after that in auditions. And it
yeah.
probably took me like 8 months to like feel like I could allow myself to let go again. And the first audition that I did that I let myself, I think it was, I can't even remember what it was, but it was probably a year after that. Like I was like, me and my wife, she read it with me, and I did a good job on the scene. I was like, I kind of want to do one that's crazy, just let loose. And after I did it, like she was crying a little bit and like scared. And I was like, oh wait, I just affected you that way. You know me better than anybody. And now you're like kind of shaking, you're scared. and there's tears coming out of your eyes because of what I just did. And I got pinned. I didn't get that. But then that was a good reminder, like, yeah, there's a time to be reserved. There's a time to just let yourself go. And if you get 2 takes, do one reserved and do one where you let yourself go. But if you only get 1 take, you have to like judge.
I always struggle.
Yep.
You were talking about the not having the vision to create the world in your head. Sometimes I struggle with that with a variation, but it also depends on the characters. I
Yeah.
I tend to get a lot of these either just, redneck,
Oh,
awful, terrible people that say
that's me.
awful things that challenges my faith to have to say some of the stuff that I've had
Uh,
to say in some auditions, and my wife reads with me, and it's the same for her. And I have been in it's not as bad now as it was, a state of overcorrection because of the community that I grew up in the military, and the world that I was used to. You had to be reserved. You didn't share
mhm.
your feelings. You didn't show personality. And I I stayed in overcorrection for so long that it took a while, and I'm still trying to work toward that. I
No,
don't
that
know.
makes
Tell me
sense.
what do you do? How do you resolve with your faith some of those roles, some of those rougher characters?
Well, the way that I get to it, because honestly, this year, the only thing that I've played, uh, that I've been cast as, is like an abuser. It's like abusing child, abusing the wife. That's all I've gotten this year. And like, it's hard, because, I really don't want to be seen like that. And I don't want that to be the first thing that a casting director thinks of when they see me. I'll do it. But the way that I get around it is, I did this commercial a few years ago, and I was telling uh, this girl that I had, it was something that I had self-submitted to, because I was like, this will be fine, because it was like, I think it was hinted at in the listing that they were pedo, but then when I got the script for the audition, I was like, I can't do it. Like, this is too much. And the thing she told me was, well, somebody's got to do it. You're not that person. Uh, what you're doing is you're reflecting a story that will need to be told that can help someone. So sometimes you got to get out of your way. And, I was like, maybe not for this role, but I think that's kind of the mindset that I've had to take on to do some of the stuff that, aren't necessarily the roles that I would choose for myself, but also, know how I look. So I know that that's the kind of stuff that's going to get offered to me. So,
Yeah.
like, because the TV show, I can say, like, the guy is very verbally abusive. It's called House for the Broken. It should come out sometime next year. It'll be an independent release. He's an alcoholic. He's abusive, but for me, the only way that, like, I can really get there is for knowing why.
Yeah.
And that I'm the deconstructionist, like I said. So, like, I have to break down, like, why is he like that? And, there's one offhanded line mentioned that, like, his mom had died and he hasn't, like, gotten there since. I'm like, that makes sense. This guy's
Yeah.
not a bad guy. He just doesn't know how to process his emotions. So
Yeah.
I can try to lean into that and not, because if it was like making him like a mustache twirling villain, just like going to beat, but like, I can't do that. Like, I can't. And if someone tried to direct me that way, I wouldn't be able to do it, because like, I need to find a reason why this person would be doing this. Because, if you're playing someone like that, it needs to be justified, and you need to think that in the moment you're doing something, it's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
But even if that's not how you are, so you just have to find that why. And that's really, because I mean, I I've played a lot of characters like that because when I was in college, I went through and did theater. I was kind of always the guy playing the bad guy, but I would always find a reason why he was that way, and he's not a bad guy. He's just making bad choices. And I
Yeah.
think that's the difference is like finding a reason to make them making bad choices, but not a bad person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really, really solid way to look at it. Anne Mahoney told me one time, and it really stuck with me when she said it, don't judge the character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the very thing that you just said. There's a reason that they're that way. And you're right. The story has to be told. I mean, it's got to be somebody that does it. There has to be, there wouldn't be Star Wars without Darth Vader,
Mm-hmm.
right? Somebody has to play the bad guy. Sometimes that bad guy is the worst of the worst to highlight other, good things.
Yeah, and sometimes it's something that, again, you personally, because I know exactly what you're talking about with a lot of the racist characters and stuff too, like hillbilly racist, because I get a lot of those too.
Me too.
And those scenes when they want you to say that word, and
Yeah.
you're like, man, no, I don't want to. Like, like,
I know. And I try to limit that stuff, especially when I'm running lines and rehearsing it until I
it's
have
there.
to.
Yeah, no, same, because it feels dirty. And
It does. It
and
does.
those
Even though I know it's for a role, it still feels.
And that's probably, like, the way I look at it is my, like, core feeling. I don't think I've been able to get to the point to where I can compartmentalize that and make that person a good person. That's one of the reasons why I'm never booking those roles. Is
Yeah.
because, like, I try, and again, I think superficially the take is okay. But I think casting directors, for the most part, can also see through you. That's their job.
Yeah.
So I think they can see something in your face. You might be a little uncomfortable with what you're doing. And if you're doing that, you can't be uncomfortable with it.
Oh man, you just hit a nerve in a good way, an accurate way. I had one of those, a racist guy, not long ago, and the words were there, and the words were believable. But my teenage son watched it. And he's like, "Hey, your eye." Actually, he was reading with me. My wife normally reads, but she wasn't available, so I had my son read with me, and he said, "I didn't believe your eyes." In those parts, in those moments when I had to make the racist comments, he said he didn't believe me. And I'm like, yeah.
No, and that's hard. That's the hard thing. And see, I'm not there yet on stuff like that. Like, because there are still lines for me. Just like that Chris Hansen movie that we probably all got auditions for it. There was one of the roles, again, I can't talk too much about it because it hasn't come out yet. But it was a real life situation, and it was some really disgusting stuff. And I tried my best, but I was like, man, this is really disgusting. Like, so I'm sure that there was some of that on my face because I couldn't get past it. Like,
Yeah.
I tried. I did my best, but sometimes, but for like stuff like this, I don't know why I can do it with like being an abusive guy, but I can't do it with being a racist guy. But I think maybe that's a good thing. Like for
I
my
was about to say,
morals.
because you're a good person. Our friend Jim Vest was doing background, and he is not racist, and the character was, and he was talking. He folds origami dollars, so he makes friends everywhere he goes. So he's talking to one of the celebrities, one of the stars, and he's, oh, man, I'm having trouble with this. I'm having trouble, and she goes, "That's why you need to do it." Just like I was saying, you're bringing this story to life, so it's important. So I think as long as it's not a flippant, I guess you could do it for comedy. I don't think I could. You know what I mean? It's an important story.
Yeah.
So, and also, no villain thinks he's the villain of the story. He thinks he's the
Absolutely.
hero.
Yeah.
You know, think about Lex
Absolutely.
Luthor.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, he's doing it to make money, but he's stopping Superman because that alien is going to take over the world, and and he'll do whatever it takes, especially this last movie. So
Yeah.
it's finding that background, that I hate to say motivation, but
But I mean, you're right. Because I played Edmund in King Lear before, and it's the same thing. He's a despicable person. But I was like, yeah, no, it's really stupid that, he was born of a woman whenever the guy wasn't married, and now he gets nothing and the other brother gets everything. That is pretty stupid. So like I don't think that what he does and how he pretty much makes a demise of so many people in doing it, I don't think that that's good, but I can find the reasoning and why he's upset. So no, like I
yeah,
agree with you, because that's the one thing that I've done that I can feel like, yeah, no, he's totally super villain. He's like, and you could play him like, but no, like he's just a guy and he feels like everything isn't fair, which for the most part it isn't.
Yeah.
And it's how you deal with that. But, you know, it's like you said with Lex Luthor, like you can see why in his brain. He's like, no, this is like, there's an alien taking over, guys. Like, what are you talking about? We got to stop this. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Man, I wish I had your accent. I just did one, and they wanted a Tennessee accent, but they also didn't want any, forced accents. And I lost a lot of my Southern accent when I left for the military because I was right at that age where it wasn't really fully solidified yet. And where I was in California, it wasn't like now. If you go somewhere and you have a Southern accent, they're like, "Oh, I love your accent." And where I was, you
We're
get
like,
made fun, hillbilly. You get made fun of, and
yeah.
I kind of dialed it down a little bit. It just never fully came back.
Well,
I don't know.
if it makes you guys feel any better, my accent only really comes out whenever I'm comfortable. So that speaks well to you
oh,
guys.
Well, thank you.
Because I have trained myself out of it too. Like if I'm in a
Yeah,
neutral setting, like for the most part, I can go to my Midwestern accent and just, but I'm just comfortable. So I'm just
that's
letting it
good. Yeah.
slide.
Yeah, I can slip into it a little bit, just not different dialects, not, I can hear it. I can hear Tennessee, I can hear Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah.
You can hear
I'm
the
not
different
I'm not good
ones.
at changing the dialects. I just do what comes natural to me if they ask for it. And like, give me Texas Southern. I'm like, I'm just gonna do what I can do. I'm not gonna try
Right,
to do
yeah.
Texas Southern, because that is an expertise. I don't. I'm decent with some foreign accents, but like,
Nice.
when you break down the American accents, I don't have any training in that.
Whenever I have to do something, I call Brian. I'm like, "Hey, I need help with this accent." And he's got some hints,
courses
some
and
tips that he
tapes.
gives me some
Mhm.
some tips and some tricks. And I did one time. It was actually a faith-based project, and it was for Caiaphas, and they wanted a Hebrew sounding accent, and I worked on it. I did the Yiddish tapes, and I worked on it. I couldn't stay in it. I could stay in it for maybe a sentence or two. The words were just too difficult, and it was too much. And at that point, it was still auditioning was still a really new process for me, and I'm like, I could do maybe a sentence of it and stay in it, but the rest of it, I just kept slipping back out of it. And on top of that, my skin tone wasn't really right for the project,
Yeah.
and I know that I didn't have the right look. But it was, it was a fun audition. I couldn't stay in it. I
Yeah.
I did a project last year where I had to do an Irish accent, and Brian helped me with that one as well. That one I was able to stay in, and I don't know if you've ever been to sea or roller skating. Like when you get off a ship and you have the sea legs for a day or
Yeah.
two afterwards, or roller skating, you can still feel like you're skating. That's kind of what was happening with that Irish accent. For a couple of days, it kept slipping out. Not all the time, but some of the words kept slipping out.
Now
That's
I
awesome.
feel that way if I have to if I have to study any of the like European or Slavic kind of dialects, like it sticks for a
Yeah.
little while. Like I can't break it. And sometimes my wife thinks that I'm being silly, and I'm like, nah, like my brain's just wired right
It's
now.
just
Like,
there.
give it a
Yeah.
couple of
Yeah.
weeks.
I get it. I get it. I could see you playing a Russian or Armenian heavy.
Yeah, I was about to try to slip into it, but I haven't done it in a while, so I don't want to look bad.
Yeah, no, it's all
But
good.
I mean,
So
I have done that. Not got cast, but I mean, I've been pinned a couple times as Russian guy, so that is
nice.
one of my things.
We
So
have
go ahead, Brian.
I was gonna say we've talked about a certain role that I got where I play a Cajun, which I
Yeah.
have to keep my mouth shut for till about summer, so it's hopefully won't be too long to wait. But I had it pretty good, and I could, I can get into it. But maybe as a day, it slipped into my normal. But Cajun to Yat is not too bad, so I'm not that
Yeah.
worried about it. But I also had some straight French, and I have a friend. Well, she's been on the podcast, Manon, and I asked her to sound out each word of the sentence, but then do the sentence, make it flow. Because I did a movie called Shattered Justice, and they had Spanish lines. I'm a gringo in South America, so it's not like we were trying to make me something else. And my friend, he did that, and he broke up the words to make sure that I could do it. And I had it, except I couldn't make it flow. Because every time I got it, ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, and I'm like, no, I wanted to, like, my brain couldn't make that leap. So I learned from that. And then for this one,
No, that's
magnifique.
that's a good point, because how you practice is how you're gonna do it. And
Yeah.
I try to take that into, like, whenever I'm rehearsing anything, like I try to not do it the same way, because I know I'm gonna get stuck in that rhythm. So I do anything. I'll be like, okay, now I'm gonna come over here and like cook, and I'm gonna do them while I'm cooking. All right, now I'm gonna be eating something while I'm doing it, because that's gonna throw the whole rhythm off. Like I try to do that, because you're 100% right. If you practice something the same way, it's so hard to break.
And it makes it harder to do that second take different.
Absolutely.
Because you're used to those beats, and you're used to doing it and eye lines and doing. Yep, I get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
No, that's a great point.
That's actually probably one of the best tips I've heard about acting is that. And Austin Nolte told me not long ago on a film project to cry. Someone told him to pinch your eyebrows together. And he said, try it. And I did it, and I could start feeling that emotion welling. And I'm like, wow, that is wild.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Interesting.
Pinch your eyebrows together. And he was right. I'm real happy right now, so I can't do it right this minute, but
No, I was so close to being like,
I almost did that too.
because I think it maybe it evokes that emotion, like when you're sad, when you're upset, you kind of you
Yeah.
have that squinty look, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I guess it triggers
no,
something. That's
but
weird,
I mean,
though,
it makes
right?
sense, because like like when I was in college, we took so many different kinds of classes. But like body language is a thing. Like if you want to feel sad, like hunch over and like start covering up your chest and cover your heart a little bit, and like even just minor shifts, you could do it right now, and you could feel the difference in your body. Like if you open up your chest, you feel lighter, and you feel like body language is insane, because it does.
Yeah.
Your brain is so in tune with your body, and it's stuff that we don't
Yeah.
really think about. But I do, obviously, because like I said, deconstructionist. I will deconstruct it probably too far.
No, that is brilliant.
Well,
So
you were just talking about it, and I was like, oh my God.
Right?
I wanted to go back to the accent stuff. If it's a different language and you don't know it, make sure you have the translation also,
Yes.
so that you know what the words mean. So it's not
So you
just
can tie
words.
it.
And
Yeah, so you can tie it together, because
Yep.
if you don't know what it means, then you're just talking.
and
Yeah.
then
That's
for
a good
emotions,
point.
I haven't cried on cue. I never tried, never really been able to. And another pro tip we've all heard, don't force it. So if you're in a scene, we want you
Yeah.
to cry. If you're not crying, just feel what you feel because it comes out so fake. So anyway,
Mhm.
but I love NYPD Blue. And I've been watching it on Hulu. Now I got to watch it. It's like a live stream, yada, yada, yada. And I'm watching it and they keep hitting me with such strong emotions. I keep crying.
Mhm.
But what I try to do, remember that moment, say, okay, it starts in my nose. And then my eyes are, you know what I mean? Like feel those feelings. You can't force
Mhm.
those feelings.
You have
But
to feel them.
like you were saying, pressing the nose, I know where it starts. So from what I hear, that's another step down, getting closer to finding your cues. But notice the physicality of it like that.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I've got a few. I can think if I hear, I will do this while I'm running the lines, while I'm learning my stuff and breaking it down. That way, when I hear it, then I'm reminded of the emotion I felt that's tied to that scene. And hearing taps, reveille, the flag
Yeah.
coming down in the evening, the national anthem in some settings, Amazing Grace on bagpipes. There's a few different things that I can hear, and there's a couple of them that I can think of, and instantly I start feeling that. Sometimes it's not as sad. Sometimes it's a prideful.
Yeah, no.
I know that sounds
But
bad,
actually,
but like a
thank you for that because I've always just done it with picture. But I almost started crying just thinking of a couple of those things
Yeah.
because I've never even thought about adding the sound to it. So you just like leveled me up. So thank you so much, TJ.
yeah.
Wow.
So and obviously in the moment, in the scene, you can't be thinking about whatever music or taps or reveille or
Mhm.
whatever gets you to that, but remembering whatever sad emotion, that is from the funeral of a service member that died, that you tie that emotion to whatever the emotion of the scene is. You may not have ever experienced whatever's going on there, but you have to find a way to relate it. And
Mhm.
I don't know,
Yeah.
that
No,
kind of works.
absolutely.
I've
No,
heard you could also have your playlist. So put those headphones on and, just stay, okay, take it off, action.
yeah, no, that
So whatever it takes to keep you, I
there.
guess you don't want to be super sad in between takes, but you can't go, okay, or like if you're, I don't want to say molesting, but even just predatory against a person, you can't go after they cut and hug your victim. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you have to, hate the person, but that's too much. You know what I mean? You've got to kind of stay in it, and then maybe at the end of the day,
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely at the end of the day.
Not
Yeah.
full method, but a little
Yeah,
bit.
no,
Just to
keeping it.
stay in the emotion.
The only time that I don't do that though is if I'm working with kids. Because I work that worries me.
Yeah.
Because kids are impressionable. Because like
Sure.
both of the ones that I've done recently, there's a kid on set, and I felt like it's my responsibility as the person who's because they're actually being abused. Like it's my
Yeah.
responsibility in between takes to make sure they're okay
Sure.
and to cut it off, and it makes my job harder to be honest.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, because like if it was just grown-ups, that's exactly how I handle it. But when there's a kid on set, I don't want to do damage to a
Yeah.
kid because I know that they're signed up for it, but they actually can't make that choice for
Right.
themselves. They don't know
Right.
what they're actually getting into because, like I said, it's actually if you're in the scene, you're actually and you're being authentic. You're like even if it's just verbal, not like physical abuse, but like you're abusing them. So that is my only caveat to that is if there's kids involved, I personally can't do that
Yeah.
because I'm just super protective. I mean, I think you can tell that's just kind of like who I am. Like, I don't want those kids to like think, because like with the House for the Broken TV show, like the girl was actually really nervous because like she didn't want me to yell at her and stuff. So I felt like I really needed to be her friend, when the camera wasn't rolling, because I could tell that she was nervous.
Yeah.
This last one I did this week, and I think this is her first thing that she's ever done. These guys, these kids they're pros. They've done it a little bit more. So there could be a little bit more distance while we were shooting, but like still just I still had to check in on them between takes just because
Did you
I,
have an intimacy coordinator on set on that project?
no, on either one. There was, like, fight choreographer, like kind of stuff to like make sure
Yeah.
everything, anytime something got physical, was safe. But there wasn't anything for the intimacy aspect of it. And again, that's why I felt very, very imperative that it fell on me
Yeah.
as the person who's acting with them, to make sure that we're like, hey, it's okay. We're friends. This isn't real. It's going
Right.
to feel real and it's going to not feel good, but we're friends.
Yeah.
I
No,
kind of wondered.
it's a good thing that you do that.
Yeah.
Do what, Brian?
I had a movie I had booked where I was going to be the abuser, but it wasn't going to be. It was going to be implied. So the scene would have been everybody friendly, but I had the thoughts like you're saying, and it's like, and we've talked about staying in it, but I wanted to protect the kid. I wonder how much is like in the morning, talk to the parent. This is my plan, and let them take that. And
Yeah.
unless it's a very yelly or a very abusive scene, and then at the end of the day, but I haven't had to deal with that yet. So I agree with you, and then I just wonder
No,
what would help.
no, because there are ways, like you're saying, to where it definitely doesn't have to be on you. And I don't think that my way is necessarily the right way, because like I said, it does make it more difficult on me as the actor, because then I have to reset and get back. Uh, but I think that's just because no, I mean, it's not technically my job to do that, because my job is
Right.
to deliver in the scene. And I
Yeah.
completely hear you. And I don't disagree with what you're saying. It probably sounds like I do, but I don't. Because like I see both sides. I'm 6'7". I see both sides.
I
Uh,
agree. I'm the same way, but I'm
but
5'6", so
Yeah.
not.
but like yeah,
I get it.
that's just I think more me coming out, and something that I'm not sure that I can turn off. Maybe under the right circumstances, I probably could. Uh, like if there is intimacy coordinator or something that can take on that role. But whenever you're in a smaller set, so I don't know. I
I think you're totally right.
I agree. I feel like I haven't been in that situation, but knowing me, I would want to make sure that they were okay too.
yeah,
I just kind of
I'm a
I've got a tender
nurturer.
heart for kids,
Yeah.
and I don't want to see them get hurt,
I mean, my parents were divorced, and single mom, and the days that she worked, she's working 12s. So I mean, I had to help take care of my brother. So I grew up with that nurturing aspect. I mean, I wasn't always a good brother. I'm not gonna act like I was, but like that's a role I took on really early, and I think that shaped me as a person. So I do have that, like, I want to take care of people. Like, that's just kind of who I am at the core. So I actually don't even know if I would turn it off, or be able to at this point. But in certain situations, I think I should be able to. And that's something for me to work on. Like, again, in the right situation. If
Sure.
there's, because there were parents on set for the one that I did this week. But I think I was still so on the other situation.
Yeah.
Which in the other situation, her stepdad is in the crew, so there was still parent there, but still, I don't know. She was so nervous. I think
Right.
that had me feeling like I needed to overcorrect the situation, and I think I carried that into the next project because I'm like, I just need to take care of these babies.
I
Yeah.
think you're totally right. Because there's also stage parents who would not care.
Yeah, no, there are. I mean,
I
there
haven't
are. I think the
I haven't
ones this
encountered those
week,
people. But
the ones this week that I met, they did seem to care, which was
totally.
good. But no, you're right. I mean, you gotta judge the situation by what's there. But still, I don't know that I would be able to turn it off because that's just who I
Yeah.
am.
Like
Yeah.
Ashley Landrew told us, it's all make believe and everybody gets to go home safe.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, I don't know if that's first or second goal. Let's call it first because that's the way it should be. But you know, getting the scene right after safety
After
and
safety,
after emotional health,
yes,
that's number one.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Now,
I agree.
actually, I directed this music video for my brother on one of his songs, and we put my nephew in it. And he was like, for weeks going up into it, he was like practicing crying whenever I was visiting because there's a scene where he needed to cry. And then when we got to the day, you know, his dad said something that he's never, because my brother is like the most loving, the best dad ever. I don't think he's ever yelled at him. He's ever like, I mean, he's stern when he has to be, but like just really, really good dad. And he was like, he just said something like, hey, you don't need to do that. I'm busy. And he like really started crying. We were like, oh, buddy, no, we're just playing. So like, again, I think that also, like, I don't want anybody to feel bad. And then he, was okay after like a couple of seconds, but he was like, no, but the tears are here. So please roll. I want them to see me cry.
Yeah.
Which I also was like, that's really cool that like you felt something, but then you were able to be like, hey, oh no, wait, yeah, this isn't real. Please, I wanted to cry, so get me on camera and show me crying.
Yeah.
John, it's been great talking with you.
It's been great talking to you guys.
And
Yeah.
we went longer than we usually do. We are in the holiday season. And we didn't get to talk about it much, but Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hope you have a
Yeah,
happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas.
And let's end it with one more question.
Yeah.
If Santa could bring you your dream role, what would you find in your stocking on Christmas morning? What kind of booking?
Well, I actually have a very specific dream role that I'm about to age out of. And it is I've gotten to do it on stage. Eugene O'Neill's Long Day's Journey into Night, Jamie Tyrone. I would love to play that on film. I don't see it happening because it's a 4.5-hour play and you can't cut any of it. So it would be hard for it to be made. But if I could do that again and do it on film so it's there forever and it doesn't get lost to the ether, that would be my dream. Please, Santa.
Nice.
Please, Santa, find the budget, find the people, put me in this, Santa. That's all I'm asking for. I'm a true believer. I believe you're out there. Do this for me, Santa. I've been a
They
good
could
boy.
make it a two-parter. They could make it a two, like,
Hey, yeah,
Wicked
or you
or
can make it a
something.
Wicked and
mini
Wicked for Good.
yeah,
Miniseries.
right?
Because there's
Right.
5 acts. There could be 5 episodes.
5 episodes, one
just-
act.
You just
Jeez.
solved the problem. Thanks,
When-
Santa.
When Netflix makes a binge series, they drop it all at once.
Let's do it. Somebody out
And
there,
if-
please hear this and throw me in it. I promise. I already still remember the 4 hours of lines. So, like,
Nice.
half of
If
it's
Santa-
done.
If
Nice.
Santa doesn't do it, you'll just have to do it your elf.
Ah, I see what you did
You
there.
got the puns.
It's a play
You
on
got the
words.
puns.
And with that, we're going to let you go, folks, because I I can hear you groaning at my jokes now.
I'm laughing.
I know.
John, thank you so much for joining us. You have given us some brilliant insights. You have given me some incredible hacks that I absolutely plan to implement in my own technique. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your world with us.
Oh, no,
And it
thank you
was
for having
really
me.
great seeing you again.
Hey, great to see you again. Great to see you for the first time, Brian. And I'm
took my words?
always game to come back.
Cool.
Awesome.
Let's just say I've started to have some ideas for we're looking to expand things to do on the podcast, and talking to you, I have some ideas. So we'll see.
All
We'll
right.
see.
All right.
2026,
Let's go.
maybe even 2027.
Let's go.
6, 7.
Maybe.
No, I had to do it. I had to do it. Later, folks.